So I'm really excited to be here today to introduce innovation. Innovation, is it overused? Oh God, yes. Everybody's innovating, aren't we? Innovation, innovation. Everyone has to innovate. We have to think out of the box. We have to find a new box. We have to create our own box. It's not overused. If you think about the things that have changed in our lifetime, we are innovating every day. How many of you were born and as a child had an iPad in your lap to play with? No. Okay, so let's think about how the world has changed just in our lifetime. And I am 40 plus myself, so I've seen a lot of change. So innovation is not overused. It's what we're doing every single day. So let's talk about an audience of 50 million. How long do you think it took the radio to reach an audience of 50 million? 38 years. The TV, how many years? 13. Okay, how about iPod? 2 years to reach an audience of 50 million. Facebook, 1.5. Groupon, less than a year to reach 50 million. So the audience we're growing at exponential rates. Think of the English language. How many words are in the English language? 540,000. We have more words, 5 times more words in our language than when Shakespeare was alive. We didn't have things like app, web, internet, app developer. Those things didn't exist. 1 week of the New York Times, 1 week's worth of the New York Times has more information than a person would have come into in their entire lifetime in the 18th century. More information than an entire lifetime to someone in the 18th century. We are changing at exponential speed. So think about that when we think about innovation. Think about the fact that 72% of Apple's revenue came from a product that didn't exist 7 years ago. The iPod and the iPhone, 7 years ago. Think about the fact that, how many of you tweet? How many tweets are done every day? 500 million tweets a day. When did Twitter come about? Not that long ago. So think about the technology, think about what the internet has done for us. Just think about the fact that the world is changing so fast that if you don't call this innovation, I don't know what you call it. And you know, I am such a big fan of Carl's because he's the one that kept saying, Dawn, you've got to get crowdsourcing in front of your members. And I was like, really? And he's hard to understand over the phone. I don't know if you've ever had a phone conversation with him. So I took a few phone calls with him to go like, yeah, I still don't get you. I know you're really, really smart, but I still don't think this is a game changer. Carl was so right, and I am so blessed to have had Carl shove it down my throat. And my members, I have Fortune 500 companies as members who do not understand what crowdsourcing is going to mean to them yet. And so I am so excited to be here to be able to talk about innovation because you guys are the innovators. You guys are doing something that the world needs to know about. And why? We're baby boomers. A lot of Americans are going to attrite out of the job system, either by death or retirement. We have a young millennial generation that wants to work very differently than the way we worked and the way we were taught to work. And we have a shrinking workforce here in the United States. So like it or not, this is not the same as outsourcing. This is not, oh my gosh, all the jobs are going offshore. So let's make sure we get the political conversation correct right at the get-go. This is a way of doing things more efficiently and more effectively. And I have to tell you, I'm actually a recovering CPA. I'm a bean counter. But this, you know, I've always told people that you can push on cost, you can push on quality, you can push on service. Think of a three-legged stool. But you can't push on all three at once. They have to be in balance. You can push a little bit on cost, you might give up quality or service. This is the very first time, and I'm so excited, you can push on cost, quality, and service and improve all three at the same time. And people have got to understand that math. That math is huge for what it can do to a corporation. So innovation, it's here. And the United States needs it because just in this time right now, I have 2 minutes left, I'll tell you, 67 children were born in the United States in my 3 minutes. 274 were born in China and 395 in India. What does that tell you? The workforce is not always going to be here in the United States. We have a global workforce that we are going to have to depend on. The United States is not growing at the same rate as other countries. So for this work to be done, it does have to be done worldwide. And we're not taking away American jobs. We're not going to be ruining the American economy. We're going to be innovating how and when work gets done. Think about the CDC. We just had them come and present. CDC used to be able to predict a flu outbreak because doctors would report it in. How does the CDC predict a flu outbreak now? By the number of online searches for flu symptoms. right? What's the first thing you do? What do you tell your children? Who has children? Every time they ask me a question, I give them the new verb, Google it. Why ask me? Google it, look it up yourself, find the facts. And next thing you know, they're reading documents and documents, and they're getting all kinds of education that wasn't available. Who has an Encyclopedia Britannica on your shelves still at home? Yeah, you could probably get some money for it. It's an antique. We go to the internet. So we can innovate every single day. I innovated the way I parent. I have kids that were teenagers. I bought them an iPhone immediately. Why? Well, first off, they won't pick up a phone when I call them, but they'll text me, right? It's not cool to say, hi, Mom, yeah, I'm at a party. They'll text me. Then they'll say, oh, I'm over at Joe's house. Really? Let me see a picture of Joe's mom. Oh, well, I meant to tell you she stepped out to go to the store. Send me a picture. It innovates the way I even parent through the use of technology. I can now GPS my kids on their iPhone. I know exactly where you are. So don't lie. Send me a picture. Let me talk to the mom. You can't do party calls anymore, so you can't get 3 people on the line anymore. I can innovate the way I even parent. So innovation is every single day we are finding new ways to use the technology and the tools. So I am excited to be able to introduce the next 2 speakers because we have Top Coder, who up until 2 days ago was just record-breaking in their ability to innovate. And now with the marriage of Apereo purchasing them, we have 2 amazing speakers that are going to talk about true innovation in crowdsourcing. So we're going to ask up Adam Wright and Narinder Singh that I just met this morning, and we're going to have a dynamic presentation, and I'll let you take it away.